Isn't it the al-Madhhab? Oh, so you can choose it. Because the one originally, when they were selecting the sound, that was out of the... I was looking at them and I was like, it's quite... when you go to school, I'm just going to go to that, that's my body. I'm just going to do the Qayum. Yeah. Because I took you, obviously, the first one. Assalamu alaikum.
Allah يسلمك ويحفظكم ما شاء الله.
Quick question. Yesterday the question was about the other one. Not after dua set. Ihram from the leg. Tell the one. No. I say that when you have to bother, I know you're going to stroke again. So now the bubble.
Absolutely. Was it extremely difficult না হইলে দিবেন না।
জি ঠিক আছে। ওকে।
ইংলিশটা ভালো না, আমার এটাই ভালো। Okay, inshallah, ready brothers and sisters, inshallah? Okay, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wa sayyidil mursalin, nabiyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Welcome brothers and sisters who are planning to perform Hajj this year. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from you, inshallah. May Allah grant you Hajjan mabrura wa sa'yan mashkura wa dhanban maghfura. Alhamdulillah, we are here to learn how to perform Hajj properly. It is one of the pillars of Islam, as you know. Even though once in lifetime fard, but it is one of the very pillars of Islam, one of the 5 pillars. After Shahada, Iqamatul Salah, Ita'uz Zakah, Siyamu Ramadan, and then last one, Hajjul Bayt man istata'a ilayhi sabila. Performing Hajj of the Kaaba, house of Allah, who are able to reach there to perform this. So this is, you can imagine, you are learning 1/5 of Islam today, inshallah. So this Hajj, if you perform, you're performing 1 pillar of Islam in your life, alhamdulillah. And you are so fortunate that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have given you some ability financially that you can go there and you can, inshallah, you can perform the Hajj. You have this financial ability. This is a name of Allah. You must say alhamdulillah for that. Okay? And this Hajj is in particular place only. You cannot do anywhere. You can pray anywhere. You can do siyam anywhere. You can pay zakat anywhere. But you cannot do Hajj anywhere. Only one place. Okay? And this one ibadah is for many days. Who is there talking? If you can go to help them. Okay. Many days it involves, at least 1 week, intensive kind of ibadah. Okay. And this Hajj is that place, which is a blessed place. The city itself is a blessed city, Al-Baladul Amin. And this house is a blessed house. This is the first house ever built in this planet to worship Allah. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Imran, ayah number 96-97, Ba'da a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Inna awwala bayti wudi'a lin-nasi lalladhi bi Bakkata mubarakan wa hudan lil alamin. Indeed, the first house of worship established for mankind was that at Bakkah, which is referring to Makkah. Blessed. This house is blessed. Mubarak. Ahudan lil alameen, and it is a guidance for the worlds, for the people, for the mankind. And could be for the jinns as well, because Allah have created both of them to worship Allah. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. That's why the word al-alamin is used, not lin-nas. Although nas is used in another ayah coming. فِيهِ آيَاتٌ بَيِّنَاتٌ مَقَامُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ. In it are clear signs, okay, such as the standing place of Ibrahim alayhi salam. This maqam Ibrahim, it is a sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's, or a special sign, because he used to use this stone to stand on it to fix the wall and ceiling of Kaaba when he was building it. This is called maqam Ibrahim. وَمَنْ دَخَلَهُ كَانَ آمِنًا. And whoever enters it shall be safe. This is meaningful. If you go there, huge crowd, I don't know this year, I know you are planning this year, may Allah make it easy, new system, Allah knows how it happened. We hope and pray that it will be easy, inshallah. So, when millions of people attend in small place, there is room of, you'll be, lost, your group somewhere, husband, wife, it happened that they are out of crowds, all pressure, they could be separated from each other. And you'll be very worried about that. So you don't need to be worried, because Allah said, whoever enters there, he will be safe. And I found one evidence in my lifetime. What is that? I took a group of new Muslim ones to do the Hajj. And while we did the Hajj in the groups, we said that once you go to Tawaf, we may break from each other. So you come back to this place. And we placed indicate a place. And after we came back all safely, one person is missing. We have been waiting hours for him, no news of him. In the end, after a couple of hours waiting, we gone to our hotels, and I have been coming every day to search for him in Mecca, in Kaaba. Where is he? Where is he? I'm not finding him. I was very worried. A couple of days gone. Then one of the Shaykh there, he came to know me and he said, well, I said, this is my issue, I don't know. I'm very worried about him. He said, don't worry. He'll be totally safe. Because Allah said, وَمَنْ دَخَلَهُ كَانَ آمِنًا. Who enters in it, he will be safe. You'll find him in due time, and you'll find him, he was completely safe. And this man was true. Following day, I got a phone call that we found your lost person. Come to receive him. And I went to meet him. I listened to his story. He said, when I was lost, I couldn't find you. And this Muslim is only 4 or 5 months ago he became Muslim. He didn't know much. So that's why my worry was too much. And then I asked him, he said, one of the tour operator from London, he suddenly met me. He said, don't worry, come with me. And he took me to his hotel and he changed his clothes and given him the new clothes all to wear, everything, and feeding him, mashallah. He is treated very well. So alhamdulillah, I found this ayah is sahih, message giving us, alhamdulillah. So don't worry, if you go there, you'll be safe, inshallah. And وَلِلَّهِ عَلَى النَّاسِ حِجُّ الْبَيْتِ مَنِ اسْتَطَاعَ إِلَيْهِ سَبِيلًا وَمَنْ كَفَرَ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ غَنِيٌّ عَنِ الْعَالَمِينَ. So, and due to Allah, from the people is a Hajj to the house. For whoever is able to find thereto a way. But whoever refuses, then indeed Allah is free from need of the worlds. So if Hajj is fard upon somebody, he doesn't perform the fard, he delays and he dies without doing the Hajj. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be not in need of him. Of course, his situation will be very bad, that he missed the fard Hajj. That's why ulama recommends, once Hajj is obligated upon you, don't delay many years. Who have given you a guarantee to live another 5 years, another 10 years. Therefore, to go as early as possible to perform the fard Hajj is an obligation as well. And this Hajj is so rewardful. What is the reward of the Hajj? Is man hajja falam yarfuth walam yafsuq raja'aka yawmin waladathu ummuhu. In a hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever performs Hajj and does not commit any obscenity, nor commit any evil, will return to his home as sinless as a newborn child. So huge reward that one will be coming back with the huge reward. All sins are forgiven. This is one reward of the Hajj mentioned. In another hadith, another reward. In this, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Al-umratu ila al-umrah kaffaratun lima bainahuma, wal hajjul mabrur laysa lahu jazaa'un illa al-jannah." Umrah is an expiation for the sins committed between it and previous Umrah, and the reward of the Hajj mabrur is nothing but Jannah. So two rewards. One is forgiveness of the all sins, other one is reward of Jannah. Now one could ask the question, what is the Hajj al-Mabrur? What is the Hajj al-Mabrur? Mabrur means the one which is full of righteousness, which is accepted by Allah. Maqbul Hajj. What is the criteria of Hajj Mabrur? The criteria came in some of the ayat and ahadith. Number one, ikhlas. No any deed of deen is accepted without ikhlas, pure intention. وَمَا أُمِرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ. They are not commanded except to worship Allah with a full, sincere heart, purifying the deen for Allah only. Somebody go to Hajj, okay, yes, my title will be changed now, Al-Hajj Abdul Karim. Okay, you can make it. Al-Hajj so and so. How are you, Haji Sahib? If you don't address him with Haji Sahib, he's very upset. And I ask somebody, what is your name? My name is Al-Hajj Abdul Karim. So, subhanAllah, what is this? For the sake of Allah, don't mention your ibadah. Somebody could say, yes, alhamdulillah, I have been blessed with the Hajj 10 times in my life. Inshallah, he's very proud of that. This is not good. One will be hiding one's own ibadah, only accepted by Allah. Okay? This is number one, ikhlas. Number two, and in another hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allahumma hajjan la riya'an. He made dua. Allah, give me Hajj where there is no showing off. So Allah, give me Hajj that I do for the sake of you, that I am not showing it off. So this is number one. Number two is ittiba'u Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ittiba'u sunnah. You follow the Hajj, you perform the Hajj according to the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because he said, "Khudhu anni manasikakum." Take from me your rites of Hajj. So one need to know in every time this action how Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam recommended, how he did. Number three, فَمَنْ حَجَّ الْبَيْتَ فَلَا رَفَثَ وَلَا فُسُوقَ وَلَا جِدَالَ فِي الْحَجِّ. Whoever made intention and plan and started doing Hajj, let him فَلَا رَفَثَ وَلَا فُسُوقَ وَلَا جِدَالَ فِي الْحَجِّ. Okay? That he will be doing the Hajj in a way that he doesn't do any kind of jidal even, not committing sin only. He'll be not arguing, not having any debate and argument with other people. There will be issues coming in Hajj journey. Huge crowd in a small area. So always people are in competition, who is pushing you back and you going, rushing to get his portion. There will be some kind of this nature. Some people have no sabr. They have no respect to others. They always are very selfish. You meet these kind of people in Hajj. You may be gone to your tent after, in the Mina, for example, you choose a place, you like this place, and put your bag, that is your place. And you gone to washroom, coming back, somebody mobbed this, and he is in his place now, he's gone to sleep. What do you do now? Man, this is my place, go away from here. No, don't do this. Sabr. Okay? And he'll be debating, arguing. There are many people. You are in queue for getting the bus or coach. And then some other people, not bothering at all, and queue. Just going, entering. You will be very upset. فَلَا جِدَالَ فِي الْحَجِّ. Don't do argument. Leave it for the sake of Allah. For the sake of Allah. sacrifice, sabr, sabr, sabr. So you need lot of sabr to go for Hajj, lot of sabr. There are a lot of people who are ignorant. A lot of people will annoy you, will upset you. You have every right to have a go on him. Please, to save your ibadah, sabr. Okay, brother, Jazakallah khair. I'm moving. I'm going to another place. Okay, you go. You want to go before me? Yalla, fadal. This is. Number 4 of Hajj Mabrur is It'amu ta'am wa tayyibul kalam. One of the hadith say that if feed others, if you can have opportunity, feed others and talk nicely to the people. Don't become rude. Politeness. Generosity in your attitude, generosity in your spending as well. And as many of the scholars say, don't do too much bargaining when you buy Hajj stuff. You know, this ihram, you have started bargaining so much about this. No, don't do this. Alhamdulillah, be generous. Of course, if there is some businessman cheating you too much, you need to save yourself. But too much, bargaining is not a good idea. Salaf-e-Salihin will not do so because you're spending money in the Hajj as you are spending fi sabilillah. The food you will be eating, you'll be getting reward of the sadaqah. Even more. So every penny somebody is spending in the Hajj, according to some hadith, okay? An-nafaqatu bil Hajj kan-nafaqati fi sabilillah. Spending in the Hajj like spending in the way of Allah. Ad-dirham bi sab'i mi'at da'f. Some of the dirham money, coin you'll be using will be rewarded 700 times. So alhamdulillah, be generous in the Hajj journey. And if somebody Hajj is fard upon him, but doesn't perform the fard, he died without that, big sin. Man lam tahbisu hajatun zahiratun, aw maradun habisun, aw man'un min sultan, walam yahujj, falyamut insha'a yahudiyan, aw nasraniyan. In this hadith, Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever Hajj became fard upon him, but there is no, urgent situation is stopping him, neither serious illness is stopping him, nor he is barred from the government, any restriction put on him, and with all this, without all this restriction, if somebody dying without performing Hajj, let him die as a Jew or Christian or anything else, not as a Muslim. So serious message, is it? Those who are going to Hajj, perform Hajj, you are doing something very important in your life. Now, after all this status and virtue and special ibadah of the Hajj, we are coming to the very practical terms which you started today, the preparation for Hajj. There's two kinds of preparation. One is spiritual, other one is material. A spiritual one, you started even long ago. You have made a niyyah, the plan, with inshallah ikhlas, purifying your niyyah, and then you are started doing tawbah to Allah from many sins you have been engaged with, and doing more ibadah to Allah. Don't worry, I'll be focusing too much devotion to Allah when I go to Makkah. We need to start from now. Closeness to Allah through your ibadah, nawafil ibadah, recitation of Quran more. Okay, praying all salawat in Jama'ah, started from now on. And you are mentally, spiritually very motivated that I am going to see the house of Allah and making the Hajj, inshallah, which is missed by many people. How many people, perform the Hajj in the world, in every generation? Even you consider 5% of the Muslims are able to perform the Hajj? I don't think so. Whole Dunya's Muslim population. Even 5% people are not rich enough to reach to the Makkah. So Allah made you among them that you are able to go. This is a special favor of Allah to you. So you become so much grateful to Allah, and you are mentally motivated and in high level of spirituality. And learning Masail of Hajj, not just a day before looking into this. From now on, from earlier even, reading Islamic books, attending Hajj Talim like this is one of the important actions you made. And you may need to look into it again. It will be recorded, inshallah. You may read the book, any Sahih Hajj book. I recommend a good book written by Shaykh bin Baz, rahmatullah alayh. Author is Shaykh Abdul bin Baz. The Hajj book. Hajj book, very small size, pocket size, available in all bookshop, inshallah, in all languages, inshallah. And then to go to find some good company is better. In the previous years, I could be saying that go to the good Hajj reputation holder Hajj company who are not only doing business, they provide some good guidance as well. But nowadays, this year's situation is changed. Anyway, when you are going to find some people who are good, if you can make them there in their companionship, inshallah, because if you with a good companionship, while you are waiting for the flight in the airport or in the next to you in the seat in the airplane, if he is too much talkative, he will be making you talking too much, making joke, making laugh and all other things. So you are getting bad influence from him. While if it is somebody very close to you who is very pious, righteous, he does dua and dhikr, when there is a time he brings out from the pocket his mushaf reciting Quran or memorizing a dua. So this is a good friend, isn't it? It's a good company. It will be influenced by him. If somebody he beside you is praying very nicely, mashallah, with khushu', taking time, not rushing, you say, mashallah, such a good brother. I need to pray like him, isn't it? So this is motivation you get from good friends. And if it is other one, your company, who is make you always happy or making a lot of jokes and mashallah give you, you're always laughing, this is not a good friend. You need to avoid him, okay, in the Hajj time, okay, right? And start memorizing many du'as. From the Hajj book, you memorize many du'as. There are some specific du'as, talbiyah, and inna safa wal marwa min sha'airillah, this ayah of Surah Al-Baqarah, which you need to recite in the Safa time, we'll coming to that. So you need to recite all these, memorize all these from now on. And as much as possible you have good treasure of dua memorized, it is better in Arafat and many other places, so you can focus to Allah. You don't need to read from the book. In the tawaf time, you can read from your memory. It's much better than reading from the book. Therefore, take time, another week or 2 weeks left, please memorize as much as possible many du'as. Try it, inshallah, with good treasure of dua, inshallah. And another thing is, if you have hurt anyone, there is some issue between you and your neighbor, between you and your other relatives, could be your nephew, could be your brother, could be your sister, could be something happened to your wife and husband, try to sort out all this. So everybody is clean, their heart from any ill feeling towards each other. Maybe it is 5 years ago, 10 years ago, some issue happened to you with your uncle, with your nephew. Please try to sort it out. Ask them, please forgive us. If they are not forgiving, you try your best. Alhamdulillah, Allah will see you have tried. You gone to their home to meet them, they are not opening the door. What do? You tried. You're calling them, just switch it off. Couple of times you tried, alhamdulillah, you are clear to Allah that you tried your best. And you tell Allah, oh Allah, I have forgiven him. Allah will witness. And Allah will manage how he get his forgiveness for you. If not in this world, in the hereafter, inshallah. Okay? If you have any loan, you must try to pay it off if it's possible. But if loan is not that big amount, and the person, he is giving you time, he's not pressurizing you, you can pay it back after coming back, okay, that's fine. But it is important to have a will. Even generally, if you have any property, any asset, any house, a good amount of money you have, then you must make a will. Today we have people from the will preparation, that is a firm, expert in this field. They have some kind of contact with the masjid. They are here, you can see them. Have you seen them outside?
Yes.
Where they are sitting now? In the fair. If they are here, mashallah. Islamic will is not like a civil will. Other one is not Islamic. You need to do it. Anybody has any money, property, asset, you don't know. If anything happen, may Allah give you long life. If anything happen, that will is ready. That will must be according to Sharia compliant will. Don't differentiate between your children, giving one more, one less. This is a big sin. So they will guide you, inshallah. They are aware of the law of the land and also of the Sharia principles of the will. One can ask question, if I have bit of shortage of money for the Hajj, can I borrow something? People normally say, don't borrow money when you go for Hajj. So people normally say that. That's true in general statement. But if it is a small amount of money, and it is affordable, it is payable, it's not a big burdensome, it is okay, inshallah, to take a little bit of money that you will able to pay them off, no problem. That could be considerable. The one who it is, you are already in the burden of the death. People are pressing you, you're escaping from them. Then if you borrow money to go to Hajj, this is the disaster. You should not do that. Okay? Right. Then we come to so one of the preparations, the spiritual one is asking Allah ikhlas, purifying our niyyah, memorizing many dua, and reading Islamic books and learning Hajj rites from some of the sessions, and maybe if needed to repeat it, to see it again from the online, and reading any Hajj book, and keep one Hajj book guide with you, although these are available online, but a book is also good, handy, because sometimes you want to get it from your mobile phone, there is no charge in mobile phone, what do you do? So a book form is always safe, a small handbook type of books are available. Okay. Now, all this beforehand, we are coming after that to the very operational area when you are about to fly. Okay, inshallah. Now, there's something before flight. The day you are flying, going to airport, what you do? First of all, you need to clean yourself by, if you need to clip your fingernails and your mustache and unwanted hair to clean from the body. And then have a good shower with shampoo, soap, whatever, and then you, inshallah, ready with your clothes. You may pray 2 rakah nafal prayer before safar. It's not khas, special for Hajj, it's for any kind of safar. It is good practice to pray 2 rakah sunnah or nafal at home. And then you may finally have a farewell session with your family members. You are leaving your wife or husband, you are leaving your children, whoever at home. Give them some good advice, especially children. Your absence should not give them more freedom to commit, to do what they like. Give them good advice. They may be missing salah. They will be not reciting Quran every day. They'll be watching more games, all other things. So give good advice to them. And make it an emotional session here. You could tell them, okay, my son, my daughter, my family members, please make dua for me. May Allah accept my Hajj. And as you know, if anything happens, that if Allah accept me, I'm not coming back to you, make dua for me, may Allah forgive me and accept my Hajj. Saying this word is meaningful. It will make their heart is soft, isn't it? And then listen seriously to your nasiha. Oh, my daughter, please, when you go to the university, to the college, go out, please cover yourself nicely. And my son, please, don't hang around with the wrong crowd, wrong friends. Please go to pray in the masjid in Jama'ah. Okay, like this, and don't fight each other siblings. Okay, the older one take care of the younger one. Like this, make some nasiha, not nasiha. Okay, I'll be making a lot of dua for you, inshallah. So you make dua for me that my Hajj is accepted. Please every day make dua for me. All these good words will make your children are keeping in your mind, and they'll be not going to listen to the shaitan too much. You have given them some kind of good message. This nasiha session is important. Okay, and then you are leaving the home. Okay, when you are leaving the home, there's a dua for them you need to make. It's sunnah for any safar. Astagfirullaha alladhi la tadi'u wada'i'uhu. I leave you with Allah. I leave you with Allah as aman, as trust. In Allah's hand, in Allah's responsibility. That who will not make his amana is lost. Allah will not make the amana is lost. So I do leave you to the custody of Allah, who will take care of the amana if anybody is giving amana to him. This is the dua you make for them. You'll find this dua in Hisnul Muslim, photos of the Muslim dua book. Try to say that, memorize that, if not, at least read from the book. And they will be making a dua for you. They have a dua. Astaudi'ullah dinaka wa amanataka wa khawatima amalik. We leave your deen, your amana, and your conclusion of the good deed to Allah, in the hand of Allah, to take care of your all these. Zawadakallahu taqwa, may Allah provide you more taqwa. Wa ghafara dhanbaka, may Allah forgive your sin. Wa yassara lakal khair haythuma kunt, and may Allah make goodness is easy for you wherever you are. This is the dua they need to say to you if they can, mashallah. Try to learn this for all suffer. Slowly ourselves and our family are familiar and used to of this kind of dua in their life. And then you are leaving your home. With which feet first? Leaving home first? Left one. Entering first? Right, thank you. So you say left feet first, and say Bismillah tawakkaltu ala Allah wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. This is a beautiful dua. With the name of Allah, I rely upon Allah, and there is no authority or no power, no energy, no any ability except with Allah. And there is continuation of this dua more. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min an adilla udal, aw azilla uzal, aw uzlama, aw a'tadiya, aw yu'tada alay, aw an aqtarifa dhanban khatiyatan la taghfiru. So this is also available in the photos of the Muslim. Beautiful dua you may say. Once you say this dua, Bismillah tawakkaltu ala Allah wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, okay, then the angels around you respond to your dua. They make dua for you. The hudita wa wuqita wa kufita. By saying this dua, you have secured your hidayah. Okay? And your protection. And that dua is enough. It suffices you from any difficulty or any problem, or any harm, from any creation. Angels are responding to dua that you got all this protection, okay? When angels say that, shayateen around us, who are here to, the troublemakers to cause us problem, they now become frustrated. They say to each other, shayateen, فَكَيْفَ بِكَ مَنْ هُدِيَ وَوُقِيَ وَكُفِيَ. What you will be doing anything to this man now, who is already got guidance and protection, and it suffices you from anything, any kind of harm. How will be doing anything to him, this man now? They becoming frustrated. See how important these du'as are. It's not only Hajj safar, any other safar, anytime you come out of home, you say Bismillah, tawakkalna ala Allah, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Allah, simple one-line dua. Is it too difficult to memorize? No. Have this practice in the life. Anytime you come to the masjid even, come to your job, coming out of home, this dua, mashallah, become its habit. Okay, so now, then you are coming now to ride or use the vehicle or whatever it is. Then when you sat on the car or train or aeroplane, then there is dua. So, yeah, first to say Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Then A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Then Subhanalladhi sakhkhara lana hadha wa ma kunna lahu muqrinin wa inna ila rabbina lamunqalibun. Beautiful, kind of appreciation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that glory to Allah, who has made this vehicle is under our control. If he was not doing this, we will be not able to control it. And then a beautiful dua after that is continue. Allahumma inna nas'aluka fi safarina hadha al-birra taqwa wa min al-amali ma tarda. Oh Allah, we ask you in this safar of us, okay, the righteousness, the good deed, good work, all these righteous deeds. Okay, and taqwa. وَمِنَ الْعَمَلِ مَا تَرْضَى, and the deeds which Allah you will be pleased upon. Allah muhawwin alayna safarana hadha wa anna boda. Allah make this safar of us is very easy, comfortable, smooth, and Allah make its distance is closed. That means Allah don't make this safar journey is too long. That means once your journey is troublesome, it becomes too long. When journey is smooth, as if it is shortened. Allahumma habbina atwana wada. Allahumma anta sahibi safar. Oh Allah, you are the companion in the safar of us. We are not alone. Don't leave us alone, Ya Allah. Give us a companionship. Take care of us. Wal khalifatu fil ahl. Oh Allah, you are the one who will look after our family, children at home. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min wa'tha'i safar. Oh Allah, we seek you protection or refuge from difficulty, tiredness, and all suffering of the safar journey. وَكَآبَةِ الْمَنْظَرِ, and looking at anything, any kind of accident to face, which will be so severe to look into. وَسُوءِ الْمُنْقَلَةِ فِي الْمَالِ وَالْأَهْلِ, and when you come back, Allah should not find that huge turn taking place in our wealth or in our family. That means something wrong happened to them. Allah save us from all this calamity. Is it not a good dua? We must have our habit to say for every safar we leave, we say that. Now, in the Hajj time, when you started our journey, you are going to the airport, you are going to the, talking to other people, sitting down. We need to always keep our words are controlled while talking nonsense or making or hurting somebody or making argument. As you say, Quranic ayah is Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 197. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Al-Hajj ashhurun ma'lumat. Hajj is during well-known months. فَمَنْ فَرَضَ فِيهِنَّ الْحَجِّ فَلَا رَفَثَ وَلَا فُسُوقَ وَلَا جِدَالَ فِي الْحَجِّ. Whoever has made Hajj obligatory upon himself therein by entering the state of Ihram, there is to be for him so no sexual relations. Okay? Rafath is referring to sexual relations, even if you are going to with your wife, sitting down together, or in the hotel together in Ihram situation, you cannot even exchange any kind of views or discussion or eye contact with your wife with some kind of that nature. No. Total control of that, sexual kind of, any kind of movement or intention or activities. This is one. Wala fusuqa, no obedience, not committing any sin. Wala fusuqa, then wala jidala fil hajj, and no disputing during Hajj. Never do any argument with somebody. And sometimes people do argument about a Hajj, masala, about the fiqh issue. And you follow one madhab, he's following another madhab, this could be a debate now. And maybe you become angry. No, you're wrong. You become rude. Or any other issue. So no jidal, no argument. And sometimes people become very rude. Even in the Hajj journey, they don't realize they are destroying their own Hajj. In Ihram situation, completely aware of your Ihram. Okay. وَمَا تَفْعَلُ مِنْ خَيْرٍ يَعْلَمْهُ اللَّهُ. And whatever good deed you do, Allah knows it. He knows how much you are keen to do good things, how much you are heedless that you are committing sin. Be careful, He will be judging you and your Hajj according to that. وَتَزَوَّدُوا, and take provisions. Take provisions. And provisions is many things, physical, spiritual. But فَإِنَّ خَيْرَ الزَّادِ التَّقْوَى, the best provision is taqwa. More than your money, more than anything else, you need taqwa. And taqwa also includes sabr, as we said earlier. So this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's guidance, how we'll make our Hajj journey altogether. Now we're coming to that. You are already going to the airport, and inshallah we have a break here for this one. Going to another topic now, and the safar one, I'll come back to that. Hajj are three types. People can perform Hajj in three ways. They have three names of the same Hajj. One is called Ifrad, one is called Qiran, One is called tamattu. So you repeat after me: ifrad, qiran, tamattu. Well, what ifrad is, you only do Hajj bit, no any Umrah bit here. Just simple Hajj. You'll not do Umrah in this journey with Hajj. Just Hajj. This is called ifrad, where there is no Qurbani required. Okay? And second one, qiran, you have planned to do both Hajj and Umrah without any break in between. Performing Hajj, performing first the Umrah, and you continue with the same ihram, never take it off. Carry on with the ihram situation. You go with the same ihram to the Mina and Arafat and Muzdalifah and finish the rest of the rites of the Hajj. You have not taken any break between Umrah and Hajj. This is called qiran. And third one, tamattu. You first go with the ihram of tamattu, ihram of Umrah only, and you finish Umrah with Safa, Tawaf and Sa'i, and you have your haircut and get out of ihram, and you are in normal clothing, your life is normal, all restrictions are gone, you are free, enjoy the time in Mecca, whatever you stay, and just before Hajj, you have new ihram for Hajj. So Umrah and Hajj done separately, with a break in between. These are the three kinds of ihram one may make for Hajj. Now some other information. Once you are now taking the seat in the plane, on board of the plane, you will be going to Mecca, Jeddah, then your flight, where you do your ihram. Before you cross the miqat, you must have your ihram put on. And miqat is some boundary outside Mecca. In some area it could be more than 100 miles, a few hundred miles. In some area maybe a bit less. There is boundary. Anyone have the intention of Hajj and Umrah cannot enter without ihram dress and ihram situation. Where it is, when you go to Jeddah first, then one hukum. But if you go to Medina first, then coming to Mecca for Hajj later, then it has different miqat. If you are going to fast in Medina, you don't need to do in this journey an ihram to take. Go with the normal dress to Medina. Do all Medina ibadah, whatever the days you're staying. And after that, when you're intending to go to Mecca, and the miqat is not far away from Medina, Dhul Hulayfa or Abiyar Ali, there is a masjid there. Normally, tour operators will take you there to go and to change your clothes and to pray 2 rakah nafil prayer over there. But if you, sometime in big crowd, all people don't want to go to the miqat place exactly. It is not necessarily. So you may have your dresses taken, put on your body in the hotel in Medina, but don't do intention yet. And when the driver will be crossing, the same border of the miqat, they will tell, we are almost crossing the same line of miqat. Now you all do intention of ihram, so they'll guide you, so you can do the ihram there. So you don't need to do any ihram from London or from outside, because your first destination is Medina. This is good. Now, if your first destination is Jeddah, going to Mecca, then again look, is it direct flight to Jeddah, or you have a transit somewhere in Bahrain or Dubai or Qatar or Egypt, Cairo, wherever it is. Is it transit or it is direct flight? If it's direct flight from London to, or from UK, or from any European country, or from USA, coming to Jeddah first, direct flight, then it is recommended you change your clothes in Heathrow Airport, in the same airport. So it is easy because in the aeroplane to change everybody's clothes is difficult. So in the aeroplane, in the airport, there is a masjid to pray. Go there. So you wear if there is any salah time, pray salah, and then you change your 2 pieces of the cloth. I'll show you how to wear the ihram cloth, inshallah. So you do the cloth, but don't do the intention yet. Don't enter to the restriction. But if you say the niyyah now, you are restricted yourself many hours ago unnecessarily. Okay? So delay the intention, just changing the cloth. And then continue after many hours, just before half an hour of landing to Jeddah, the pilot or the air hostess make announcement that we are very soon crossing the miqat. So those who are intending Hajj or Umrah, they should have the intention now. You'll hear this announcement. Then at that time we say, Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Sorry. Yeah. Allahumma inni nawaitul Hajj. Oh Allah, I intend to perform the Hajj. Allah, I intend to perform the Umrah and Hajj. Allahumma, whatever in English and Arabic or whatever language, you can say. So Allahumma inni nawaitul Hajj al Umrah. Allahumma inni nawaitu al Umrah. If it is Hajj ifrad, Allahumma inni nawaitul Hajj. If it is Qiran, Allahumma inni nawaitul Umrah wal Hajj. If it is Tamattu, Allahumma inni nawaitul Umrah. Not Hajj yet, you do it later on in Makkah. So this kind of niyyah you do. Say, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he mentioned niyyah of ibadah in Hajj and Umrah. He said that verbally. He never said, Fatah Salah, Allahumma inni nawaitu Salah. He never said that. Allahumma inni nawaitu Siyam. He never said that. But he said about the Hajj. Okay? This is good to say that. So once you say that, you come under the restriction of ihram. Many things you are not allowed to do now. We are coming to that list later. Okay? So if you are directly going from Heathrow to Jeddah, this is that you do take your ihram clothes, put on your body, but you are still not in ihram condition. Restrictions are not applicable to you now. You are still free man and a free woman until you go to the miqat time and you say miqat, then you come in the ihram situation in real sense, and ihram restriction all will apply to you. If you are going to Qatar or any other transit airport, then don't do in Heathrow anything. Go with the normal dress. Once in the transit airport, of course 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours transit time. So you over there will be masjid. In all Muslim countries there is masjid in the airport. So you go there and you change your clothes. Okay? You may do it there, the intention is still better to delay the intention of the ihram. Just changing the clothes is fine. And once you are approaching Jeddah, all flights approaching Jeddah, all pilots, all people of air service, they will be making this announcement that we are very soon approaching the miqat. Get ready, and then you may say the niyyah of the year manasik. Okay, that area we covered now. Now we're coming to the ihram, how to wear the ihram for the men. For the sisters, there is no any special recommendation for the ihram. They have no any special dress for the ihram. Whatever they feel comfortable with, what will be covering their aura better, then that dress is fine. Burqa to cover is good. Something exception about the niqab and gloves, we'll be talking about that later. So for the ihram for the men, there are a lot of restrictions. Men cannot wear any kind of normal dress. They should have 2 plain sheets, one top, one bottom, and no hat, no t-shirt, no underwear, no sock, and no shoes. Okay, only 2 pieces of cloth sheets. I'll show you now how to wear it. Mm-hmm. So this is like lungi. Some of you have a habit of lungi wearing. Lungi is stitched but not stitched. Okay, like this, and hold it. Okay, you see, fully covered. And you can have a belt to use to secure this. Alhamdulillah. So there is belt. Belt are that excuse to use the belt. What is the excuse? You have passport, you have telephone, you have your wallet, money. So you need to have a pocket, is it? There is no pocket here. This will supply you the pocket. And that will be an excuse to use the belt here. Okay? Tie it here. Fasten your belt. Okay? Either this kind of belt, this kind of belt, this kind of belt, or any other kind of belt with the like back and pocket size things. There is no restriction. Even if there is stitch here, that is not restricted. Because it is not as a cloth, as a dress. It is belt. So you can use this, alhamdulillah, and it is safe. Don't worry. You think, subhanAllah, accident could happen. MashaAllah. We have seen many people many times. Alhamdulillah. Never happens. Alhamdulillah. There is protection, inshallah. Okay, and this is the top one. Okay, this is the top one. You cover in both of the shoulders. This is sunnah. You see, many people will be uncovering this right shoulder unnecessarily. Always like this. This is against sunnah. This one you do in particular time. I'm coming to tell that. For before tawaf, you need to do this for specific time. And rest of the times, it must be both shoulders are covered. Okay? Both shoulders are covered. Okay? Right, so this is for the dress for men, ihram cloth. And for the sandals, as I said, okay, yes, that will be, you will be not allowed to use shoes or socks. Sandals, like this kind of one, is fine. This one is fine as well. Is plastic or leather, whatever material, no restriction. If there is stitch here, sewing kind of thing, even no problem. It is not your dress, cloth. It is shoe or it is sandal type of things, no problem, whatever material it is. Okay, so this is for the men's clothing. For the sisters, as I said, normal cloth, no restriction. Only two of the hadith said, women will be, one of the hadith said, women will be not using niqab. La tantaqibul mar'a. Neither the gloves. Now some of the sisters also use the gloves. They are, for the further strong hijab, they also do the, gloves. It will be not allowed in the time of ihram. And niqab will be not allowed as well. There is a hadith. La tantaqibul mar'a, this is the niqab. Everybody knows this piece. This is not allowed. However, many of our sisters, they follow the better opinion of covering their face. Whole life they have been covering the face. Now they are going to the Hajj and they are uncovering the face. This is a problem. But there is a solution for that. And that is from our mother, Aisha radiallahu anha. Okay? Okay? She said, a hadith, she said, "Kana rukbanu yamuruna bina." There are many, riders are crossing us in front of us. Wa nahnu ma Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam muhrimatun, and when they are facing us, we are having a haram and uncovering normally uncovering our face. فَإِذَا حَاذُوا بِنَا, when they are approaching us, we are crossing us, and they could be noticing us and looking at us, in that kind of situation happen. Sadalat ihdana jilbabaha ala wajhiha. Then one of us will be taking her jilbab. Jilbab, nowadays, jilbab is like a dress. The olden day in the Quran and Hadith, jilbab is a big khimar, big kind of, what do they call it, scarf, is it? What do you call it, this piece, for the sisters? Scarf. Okay. This kind of scarf, big one, not a small one. They used to use it. She said, we will be from the head, keeping normally like this, but when a stranger non-mahram will be crossing us in front of us, then we'll be covering this from our top, covering our face. She was using this in ihram time, and many other sisters, which nowadays even many of those who use niqab, they don't use niqab in ihram time, rather than they use this scarf to cover their face. This is allowed. Okay? This is one thing about the sisters' clothes issue. Now, sisters, another issue, they could have some kind of situation, they are not allowed to pray, menstruation period come. At that time, they need to do also ihram. And they need to do also talbiyah. They need to do the niyyah. So once you do ihram before miqat, you do the niyyah and immediately you say, labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. Inna alhamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. So this is the talbiyah. Try to have the meaning of this. What is the glorification of Allah and His tawheed demonstrated in this talbiyah is very important dhikr of Allah. And it is the best adhkar in ihram situation. It's the best declaration of the tawheed for Allah. Continue with this as much as possible, especially when you are landing, we are riding, where you are coming out, ups and downs, any movement, say talbiyah after salah, say talbiyah, labbaik Allahumma labbaik. This is a good ibadah. This is one of the sign of good Hajj, that one was doing more talbiyah, according to some of the hadith. The sisters at that time need to go through the ihram process, and they will be not doing praying anything, but they will be having talbiyah done, and with that they will be going to Mecca, inshallah. Right? You can pray 2 rak'ah before you do ihram. Although Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did ihram after fard salah, he didn't pray anything nafil before ihram. But if you are praying fard, fine, that's enough. After that, you change your clothes and say the niyyah and do the talbiyah. However, if you are in a time making ihram, no fard time, fard prayer time, then you pray 2 rak'ah nafil and then you say talbiyah, inshallah. Now, what is the restriction of the ihram? Okay, you cannot cut any hair of your body, either mustache, beard, or even unwanted hair. You are not allowed to shave or cut at the moment. No, you cannot trim anything of your body. Even one mustache become too long here is causing you a little bit problem. Don't worry, you still have to have shower now. You could be doing that before ihram. You do. Okay. Now you need to not to cut anything. Okay. This is one, and no fingernail, not any toy, and any nail will be not cut during this ihram period. You do all this before you enter into the ihram. Okay, you are not allowed to use any perfume to use after ihram. Before ihram, you are allowed. It's good recommendation, good sunnah as well. Aisha radiallahu anha said, I have given Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam beautiful, expensive attar in his head. I could look into that after ihram many days, it is noticeable. If the perfume, the smell, scent continues for a long time, no problem. But don't use it after you took your ihram in, put your ihram on. You are not allowed to use any kind of, even the soap. If it's very perfumed soap, you should be avoiding. Normal soap to clean your hand or wash your hand if needed. No shampoo is allowed. Once you do shower is allowed, ihram time, but no shampoo. Normally shower. If there is a normal soap, that's fine. Okay, so you're not allowed to any kind of dress, neither your even underwear or hat or cap, anything. No, any kind of sexual expression could be expressed, even with your wife. And then The men should not be covering their head and face totally. Once you've gone to sleep and you've never realized, suddenly you cover it, inshallah that is inshallah forgiven, but planning to cover your face or head is not allowed. But the question will come, if government says you have to use the face mask, then it is a darura and it doesn't cover also whole face. So that could be a consideration if there is a need. Okay. A question sister sometimes asks, there is a tablet available, medication, to stop sister's menstruational cycle. Can they use it or not? There is a fatwa, some of the scholars said yes, it is allowed, but I found from many sisters' experiences, they asked question many times, that they used the tablet, it was, it worked for 1 or 2 days and then it started again. And it caused problem, damage the regular cycle. The regularity is really broken by the effect of this reaction of this tablet. So this is not very recommendable. It's not very recommended. Okay. Right. And sisters can use their normal dress. Can they use the jewelry? They can use the jewelry as well, not forbidden, but don't do too much, because in Hajj time, you're not for any showing off event going. And it's too much, people will be noticing more. The more humble you are, is better. Okay. While you are in ihram, for example, you are going to, use from Jeddah to Mecca, a AC coach, a bus fully AC, too cold sometimes. In the aeroplane, sometimes it's too cold. And now it's simple ihram will give you cold. What do you do now? You're not allowed to use any coat, any jacket, of course. But there is some solution. I have one here today, don't worry. If it's too cold in your bus or coach or in aeroplane, while in ihram condition, of course you're not allowed to wear this. It's not allowed. However, if you put like this, hang on your shoulder. I hanged on my shoulder, I didn't wear it. But the hanging gives us some protection. So there is some way out this way. You can use the blanket in the airplane if they have. Any long sheet, it is fine. Even there is a stitch there, no problem. Okay, but no known dress for a human, which is normally known as a dress. Okay, right. Now, alhamdulillah, you've gone to Jeddah. When you arrive Jeddah, there will be a test of your patience. The authorities there are very known for their immigration, mashallah, welcoming you. Isn't they are not very known for the politeness. It could be sometimes hours waiting, hours in queue. And nowadays, bit of sign of improvement. Before, 5-6 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, this is normal. And you are so tired, you need to come out, you need to use the washroom, you need to pray, you need to have a cup of tea, you are very hungry. They don't bother. If they're talking to each other, they are having their chit-chat. They can, finish, 5 people, they're taking 5 people's time. Or you'll be angry straight away, you'll be having a go to them. This is your Hajj. You are in trouble, he is not. You need to look after your Hajj. Allah said, "Fala jidala fil Hajj." There is no argument in the Hajj time. You need to have sabr. Your first test in Jeddah. So after you come out, don't worry, your travel agent or whoever it is, there is some facilities. Hopefully, I'm not very clearly guiding you this time because whole system is changed. But I hope, inshallah, Allah will make it easy that you are not facing too much difficulty to go to your coach station. There will be some arrangement, inshallah. If there's taxi available, I can go to Makkah, inshallah, to your hotel. Okay. Once you are, coming down, ascending, descending, all this time continue, you read talbiyah, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika lak, labbaik, continue, inshallah. Once you're coming to the Makkah city, you can see the sign of Makkah city, you can see the sign of Masjid al-Haram, the minaret you can see, you become so much motivated. try to bring motivation to you and excitement and be emotional and make dua at that time. Inshallah, that dua will be also accepted, inshallah. That you are more excited, okay? Then you go to your hotel and you do sort out your room things. Now, Umrah is due upon you, of course. So when you need to do that? If it is at night, in the early morning, in the evening is good. But if it is daytime, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, midday, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, too hot, to go to that with all this tiredness, it will be not very recommended. Probably better to go to your room and settle down and make wudu. If you're hungry, eat something, okay? If you need to wait up to Asr time, that the heat of the sun reduce a little bit, then you go, there is no harm of delaying your Umrah a couple of hours. Even if they're too tired, someone could be too exhausted, they need to do a whole day to wait. It is also allowed. But you need to make sure you are maintaining all this restriction of ihram, not breaching anything. That should be maintained. Then, if you're hungry, you can eat and then you go. If you need to rest, then you have rest and then you go. If you think about tonight I cannot do, I'm too tired to do, I'll do tomorrow after Fajr, it's still allowed. But if you're well, not too tired, as soon as possible to do ihram is better. To do the Umrah is better. So now you're entering the house of Allah. That is the dua when you enter any masjid. What is the dua you enter to any masjid? Allahumma tahli abwaab rahmat. This is a simple one. You can make it bigger one. Bismillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah. Allahumma tahli abwaab rahmatik. It's much better. If you add even further bigger, you say, A'udhu billahi al-azim, wa biwajhihi al-kareem, wa sultanihi al-qadeem, min ash-shaytani rajim, Bismillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah, Allahumma ftahli abwaaba rahmatik. If you can't say all this, better. But at least don't miss the minimum one. And enter the right feet, and then you go to the masjid. Normally, any masjid you go, what you do first before Jama'ah started? 2 rakat tahiyyat masjid in any other masjid. But in Masjid al-Haram, his Umrah is due upon you, then you don't do any tahiyyat al-masjid salah. Your tahiyyat al-masjid is now tawaf of Umrah. So you need to go straight to tawaf. However, if there is any fard salah due upon you, then you pray the fard one first. Fajr, Zuhr, Asr, Maghrib, whatever is the due of the salah, pray that. Even another 5 minutes left, 10 minutes left, better that you wait for the salah to finish and then go to enter to the tawaf, to mataf area. But if there is no any salah due now, straight away go without praying tahiyyat al-masjid, go to the mataf area for the tawaf. Now, from where you start tawaf, there's a particular area, corner, from there tawaf must starting and finishing. It's not any corner you start the tawaf. But you'll be not entering, your hotel, it could be right, could be left, could be north, could be south, could be east, could be west. Wherever you enter to the main masjid, you look for one particular corner called Hajar al-Aswad corner, black stone corner. Look, this table, you see in front of me, this table is a cube size almost. Kaaba is cube size. So this is the Hajar al-Aswad corner. Okay? So if you are coming, your hotel is from this side, you don't come this way, opposite of the way. You go, run, join the people of tawaf in the queue, just move with them. Your tawaf is not started. They are doing tawaf, you are walking. You are not starting tawaf. Come with them with this way, you're coming from this side, okay, join. You come this side, okay, join. Wait, until you come this corner, your tawaf will start. This is the beginning of tawaf. And every time you do, coming the first one, ending here, second one, starting there again. Everywhere, like this way, the seventh one stop here in the end. Now before you start your tawaf, I said all the time, your both shoulder is covered with your ihram, the top one, okay? Now before you start the tawaf, first tawaf in this journey, you must uncover your right shoulder now, okay? So again, so when you go to the, enter the haram everywhere like this, and then you are in the tawaf queue started, continue. When you are approaching, or will be approaching very soon, Hajar Aswad corner, then you uncover your right shoulder. Okay? For tawaf. This way you will complete all these 7 tawaf. All the way it is open. This is called ittiba. This is called ittiba. Keeping right shoulder uncovered. It's called ittiba. Okay? Right. So this is one sunnah for men, not for women, of course. And men have another sunnah, which women are not supposed to do. It is called ramal. Ramal is as if you are trying to run, and with little steps, not big steps, about to run. But there is no space to run over there. It's overcrowding situation. So you are just acting as if you are running. Okay? This up to 3 ashwat. 3 cycles you do this practice. As if you are trying to run. Okay? Little bit run like this. Okay? Like this. You are not running in fact. You have same speed of walking. Okay? It could be holding your hand of your wife, or your mother, your sister, mahram. She is normally walking, and you are doing a bit of this act of running. This is sunnah. If you miss it, it's still fine. But if you do it, it's a reward of sunnah. This is 3 cycles only. And opening the shoulder, all 7 cycles. This is, some people are, confused. They may do other way 3, this way 7. They may become confused. Okay? So this is 2 sunnah. Now you're starting the tawaf. There is a recommended dua. If you can say, fine. If you don't, no problem. That dua of tawaf is, Allah. First, you come to the corner of Hajar Aswad corner, and then you say, Allahu Akbar. Or Bismillah Allah. Both ways is okay. Allahu Akbar. Then you say, Allahumma inni as'aluka. Bismillah. Allahumma imanan bika. Allahumma imanan bika. Tasdiqan bi kitabika wa wafa'an bi hadika wa ittiba'an li sunnat nabika Muhammadin sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Some of the scholars suggested to say this. If you cannot say, no problem. Your tawaf is started. Okay? And then you say, after that beautiful adhkar dua, you memorize. The best one to say, La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu yuhyi wa yumiitu ala kulli shay'in qadir. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, Allahu akbar, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. Subhanallah bihamdihi adada khalqihi wa rida nafsihi wa zinata arshihi wa midada kalimatihi. Many other dua, munajat, any dhikr, any dua, you are allowed to say. Okay? But most importantly, you are focusing to the meaning possible, and you have khushu. You are so begging to Allah. This is important. And it's not necessary you have to shout, loudly. That's disturbing others even. Some of the people, they shout so loudly, other people are not able to make their dua. This is really wrong practice. Okay? So, say, inshallah, quietly. Okay? Bring a tear to Allah. This way you start. And every time you come from all this corner, so this Hajar Aswad is, if you consider first corner, then second corner, then third corner, then fourth corner. Between fourth corner, which is called Ar-Rukn al-Yamani, and Hajar Aswad, this side, whenever from Rukn al-Yamani you come to Hajar Aswad corner, one dua is more sunnah to say, which Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to say, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana, wa fil akhirati hasana, waqina adhaban nar. This to be said more frequently in this area. Although any other dua could be also allowed to say, but this one could be said again and again. Okay? So you are not necessarily going to rush to touch the Hajar Aswad corner or to kiss it. Olden days when it was little people, number of people, kissing was easy, that's fine. Rasulullah sallallahu kissed it sometime. And if it is not possible to kiss, touching with the hand and kissing the hand, Rasulullah sallallahu did also that, which both of these became nowadays very difficult. Too much people are pushing each other, to kiss. And he also sallallahu alaihi wasallam did ishara, indicating with his hand and say Allahu Akbar. That's enough. After you do the ishara, you don't kiss your hand, no. Just ishara, and then you do. And pushing people to kiss the Hajar Aswad, this is, some people are very eager, and if they can do, they think, alhamdulillah, I have done it. They're very grateful. In fact, this is mustahab. Additional, that could be mustahab. But pushing somebody, if he's hurt by your push, it will be sin. Then you compare which one you need to choose. For the sake of mustahab, do you hurt someone? Especially sisters, please don't go nearer to that. Be safe. Be away from that. Some of the sisters and brothers are, rushing and pushing. This is a sign of ignorance. No one with good knowledge will be going there. Okay? Right. So you do, try to keep it is 7 ashwat, 7 cycles. Sometimes you need to, you may be forgetting, when there are 2, 3, 4 people or a group of people, you do, try to every time remind yourself, this is the first one. Okay, second one completed. Okay, third one completed is better. If not, sometimes you'll be confused. Oh, I did 4 or 5. Subhanallah, confused. At 6 or 7, I don't know. If really confusion comes this way, what you do? Take the lesser one. Okay? Take the lesser one. If it is 6 or 7, then consider it is 6. Then do another one. Another issue, when you started tawaf, your wudu is broken. You need to refresh your wudu now. What you do? You leave the tawaf, go back to make wudu or using the toilet, come back. If you have done 3 full or 4 full one, that's fine. Don't count the broken one. You can do the rest, 3, 4, whatever left. Okay? So this is the third issue. You started tawaf, then adhan came. What do you do? After you hear the adhan, you see people who will be going back to, as back possible, to stay for the salah. And you must stop the tawaf, you continue with the salah. Join with the salah. After salah, you resume the tawaf. This broken one will be accepted with the condition that you did not move further. If you move further and started from with a gap, this tawaf is broken. You cannot count this. You cannot count this. However, if you remain in the same place or came back a little bit, then this tawaf will be counted. Okay? There's a few things in the tawaf time you need to put your consideration. And make sure that you do tawaf, making khatim is inside, not go shortcut. I don't think they are not allowing any kind of shortcut crossing nowadays. Okay? And some people will try to kiss the, Maqam Ibrahim, which is, in the Mataf area. You don't need to, that is not sunnah at all. This will be bid'ah. This is place of the stone left there with the chimney. You don't need to be touching this and all this is a bid'ah practice. You just do your tawaf, inshallah. After 7 cycles completed, then you cover your shoulder again, both shoulders, the right shoulder, you cover it now, okay? Then you pray 2 rakah salah. This is 2 rakah salah, according to one is called wajib, other is called, so it's not wajib, but very strong sunnah must be done, okay? So you go, ideal to pray in Maqam Ibrahim, behind Maqam Ibrahim, but at that Hajj time, whole area will be used for the people for tawaf. And there are some people who have no sense, they will be going very close to Maqam Ibrahim and praying, while people are coming, hundreds are coming, they're in trouble, or he is in trouble. So no, don't do, come back. If any space available in front of Maqam Ibrahim, fine. If not, anywhere in the masjid you can pray. Choose a quiet area. Don't make overcrowding situation in the Mataf area, especially Hajj time. 2 rakah salah you pray. What is the niyyah? Niyyah nafal, 2 rakah nafal, same way. Although some of the ulama say it wajib, but you don't need to say, well, I'm praying wajib, I'm praying nafal. You don't need to say that. It is 2 rakah salah khalas. So make sunnah is to pray in first rakah after Fatiha, Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun, and the second rakah after Fatiha, Qul huwallahu ahad. This both surah of Tawheed. Again, in Hajj is always Tawheed. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik is Tawheed. Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun Tawheed. Qul huwallahu ahad Tawheed. Allahu Akbar Tawheed. This is Hajj is all, everywhere is Tawheed. Okay? Right. So 2 rakah salah you pray. After that you make a dua, inshallah. Some dua, inshallah, to Allah. And then you move. You drink the Zamzam water. This is sunnah to drink Zamzam water after tawaf. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to do so. Okay? And, Zamzam water, I recommend everybody to drink as much as possible over there. This is best food and best cure. In a hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Ma'u Zamzam, shifa'u suqm, wa ta'amu ta'am." Zamzam has a food for the one who is hungry, and it has cure for the illness. As much as possible, full stomach, inshallah. You can more drink, more barakah, more purification will happen to you. Even Imam Ibn Taymiyyah, Ibn Qayyum, both of them said, when we are in Mecca, sometimes falling ill, there is no doctor and medicine easily available. You could be taking the Zamzam water glass and reciting Surah Fatiha sometime, 1 time, sometimes 7 times, and drinking it, mashallah, we got cure of all illness. And we recommended many other people who are complaining about the illness. They are using it with yaqeen, inshallah, with the Surah Fatiha and Zamzam. Both of them are shifa. Mashallah, they achieved shifa. Alhamdulillah. So he drinks Zamzam. Even Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam took a bit of water in his hand, and he was, rubbing it to his head and shoulder, little bit of this water. This is also a sunnah practice, inshallah. Then you head to the Safa and Marwa for sa'i. After 2 rakah salah, drinking water, you head now towards Safa. Safa is, if it is considered as Hajar Aswad corner, Safa is this way further down, and Marwa is other side. Okay, so you'll be heading to Safa first, and you go to the Safa, and you say while climbing there, it was a small high hill type of things. Nowadays almost leveling, little bit of sign of a bit height there. You go to a bit height, you don't need to go to the total last end. Bit of height is enough. And you say while going there, Inna Safa wal Marwata min sha'airillah faman hadda al-bayta wa tamar fala dunaha alayhi an yattawafa bihima wa man tatawwa khayra fa inna Allaha shakirun alim. This dua, ayah you memorize from now on. You may find the book, to open the book is too difficult. Why not to memorize this dua from now? Inna Safa wal Marwata min sha'airillah faman hadda al-bayta wa tamar fala dunaha alayhi an yatawafa bihima wa man tatawwa khayra fa inna Allaha shakirun alim. 2-3 lines. It is possible to memorize from now on you try, inshallah. And then once you climb the a bit height, then you face the Kaaba, the cube-sized Kaaba. You try to face. You can see a little bit of hole. Nowadays, olden days, it was all open. Now it's because different walls and ceilings. You may not see it fully, but you may see it in the corner. So you face the Kaaba and you make dua to Allah. This is sunnah. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to make dua over there. And every time he reached Safa, every time he reached Marwa, he'll be facing Kaaba and for a dua, short dua for a minute or two, and continuing in the sa'i. Then you come down to go to the Marwa, and you say, La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu lahul mulku wa lahul hamd yuhyi wa yumiitu wa ala kulli shay'in qadir. This is dua of Tawheed again, the dhikr of Tawheed. Continue as much as possible. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, Allahu akbar, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. Any dua you know in Arabic you say, any dua you can say in your own language. Sunnah dua, Quran Sunnah dua is much better. After your memorization is finished, you may say by your own language. But if you look at from the book in Safa, Sa'i time, Tawaf time, possible, but the problem is focus goes to the book. You cannot, have your focus to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also, some people behind you, after you may step on somebody if you are looking at the book. That's the problem. And some people will be chanting behind somebody like chorus, they do this. It's disturbing others as well. That's not a good idea. Once you go down further, before reaching to the middle of the sa'i, there will be green light coming. From that green light, there is another green light after 1 or 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes. This between these two green lights, this is the area one need to a bit running. Too much overcrowding situation, you cannot run, but you try, as you said, as if you are trying to learn, only men, not the women. Women will be working normally. But if you see, there are some women run like men. Subhanallah, they go to the Hajj without knowledge. So women will be going, your mother with you, your wife with you, hold their hand if needed. And so same speed of them, but you are trying to run from one green light to another green light, and then walk normally, and continue the same du'as until you reach to the Marwa. When you reach to the Marwa, same thing, you face Kaaba and you make small dua, and then go down towards Safa with the same adhkar, additional adhkar. Somebody could recite Quran maybe in tawaf time, in sa'i time, okay, but dua is more needed than the recitation. Okay, and then you go to the Safa again, facing Kaaba, making dua, then coming back to the Marwa, between two green lights, again running a little bit, and coming to Safa from Marwa, again, two green light every time you cross, little bit of running. This way you continue, it will be finishing in the Marwa. Because Safa to Marwa, number 1, Marwa to Safa, 2, Safa to Marwa, 3, Marwa to Safa, 4, Safa to Marwa, 5, Marwa to Safa, 6, Safa to Marwa, 7, finishing. At that time, once your main task of Umrah is done. Okay? Now, what you do? If you are doing tamattu Hajj, separating Hajj and Umrah, you go to your hotel, nearby you'll find a salon, hair cutting, you do cut your hair, okay? And then change your clothes, shower, you are normal, khalas. All restriction is out now. But if you are doing Qiran, merging Hajj and Umrah together, you cannot take it up. You continue with the Ihram restriction whole time until you perform Hajj and complete the Hajj. Then you come out of Ihram and cut your hair. Not now. That's clear. If you are doing Ifrad, only Hajj, and this Tawaf after that, Sa'i, you cannot cut your hair either. You go to Hajj and finish Hajj and then take out your Ihram, come out of your Ihram, you stay with the Ihram. Okay? If you have sisters with you, you do Tamattu, which one now you choose? Do you choose Tamattu or Qiran or Ifrad? Which one is better? Scholars have discussion. Some of them say Ifrad is better. Some of them say Qiran is better. Some of them say Tamattu is better. But most of the scholars say Tamattu is better because it is giving you more peace, rest, and two independent, complete ibadah, not merging one in another. Two independent ibadah is much better, which for the ummah, Rasulullah SAW used to love for the ummah taysir, to make it easy for them. So that's why it is better. Some of the scholars say, no, Qiran is better because Rasulullah SAW did Qiran, we follow him, it is better. He did Qiran, but he also said, the Sahaba came with him, more than 100,000 Sahabi came from Medina to Makkah. He said to them, anybody brought the Qurbani animal, they must not do Tamattu, they must stay with their Ihram until they slaughter their animal. And anybody did not bring the animal with them, they may do Tamattu, coming out of Ihram from Umrah, and they'll be doing new Ihram for Hajj. He recommended that. He said, I wish, if I was not bringing my animal, I could be doing Tamattu. since he's saying that, many of the scholars that's why consider that tamattu is better. And of course, it is easy. You don't put yourself in restriction staying for a long time. Okay, so your ihram, your umrah is finished. You're waiting for the Hajj time. All these days, what do? You do pray in the Masjid Haram. If they allow you to do tawaf, you do tawaf. That's enough. This is the ibadah. Recite Quran, make dua to Allah. Okay, recite Quran, do the plan of the khatam of the Quran if possible, inshallah. Some people do more additional tawaf in this time. That's not sunnah at all. Some other people do after performing Hajj again additional umrah. These are not sunnah practice. These are not sunnah practice. Great scholars never say that since Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam never did so. Many of the Sahaba, no Sahabas stories mentioned that he did another additional umrah before Hajj or after Hajj. Every time they will be coming for journey, one nusuk, one ibadah, they will not multiply it many times. If you go the second journey, next time later, then you do another one. In the same journey, only one is sunnah. In our Indo-Pak subcontinent people, they are very economy always. Why not do another 3-4 umrah? One for father, one for mother, one for grandfather, grandmother, all this. And there are some people, they give you ready for, can you do any, I can do umrah for your father. They'll take from you some money, and this is their only income. They make it a business. This is all wrong practice. Okay, right. Now, you stay at your hotel, 3 days, there is no restriction. Husband, wife, or even any relationship, intimacy, all even halal. So, wait for the 8th of Dhul Hijjah, which is the main Hajj activities starting. 7th Dhul Hijjah night, many of the mutawafin will take you to the Mina. All the sunnah is to go 8th morning. However, because of overcrowding situation, if the muallimin take to settle down people before the night before, this is no restriction. Ulama allows that. So for the facilities, for the easy to make it easy, one can go 7 to Mina. If you have done tamattu now, you take shower in a hotel before going to Mina, cut your fingernails, all other things, and you need to cut your mustache and unwanted hair. All this you do. Have a nice shower with shampoo, ready, and then put on your ihram dress again for Hajj. So, dress is done, and then pray 2 rakah nafal, if you want to, and then you say, Allahumma labbaika bil Hajj. Your Hajj niyyah is done this way. Allahumma labbaika bil Hajj. Allah, I am doing talbiyah for Hajj. And you say then, again, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik, do the talbiyah. And after that, they will take you to the Mina, the camp. 8th day, all Fajr Salah, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha is supposed to pray in Mina, in Jama'ah, in your tent. Everywhere there is Jama'ah taking place. And from there, whole night of 8th stay, 9th morning, which is Yawm Arafah. They will take you to Arafat. After Fajr, take good breakfast. And it is always good to have some food for you for Arafat to take. Some, fruit or dry fruit or some snacks, biscuit, water with you, because there is no foods available always in Arafat. Sometimes the company used to give supply. This time we are not going with the company. I don't know what will happen. To be in safe side, always to have some kind of snacks in your bag. If in case you miss the main meal, something is there. Okay? And some kind of tea shop, corner shop will be available there a little bit. Having some thing in your bag is always good. So they will take you, inshallah, to Arafat. Once you reach to the Arafat, so you are maybe needed in rest a little bit. Don't start, intensive dua now. Wait for after Zuhr time to come. Until that you may take a little bit of rest, recite Quran. You still can do some dua, dhikr, no problem. But when you pray Dhuhr, and after that it's a real time of ibadah focus is coming, inshallah. So in the Arafat, people supposed to do Jama bayna salatain dhuhr and asr. This is one opinion. Other opinion, if you are not musafir, muqim, you pray on your time, zuhr time zuhr and asr time asr. But if you're musafir, you may combine both. Okay? And if you are muqim, you pray 4. If you're musafir, you pray 2 rak'ah. Is it? But there is a difference of opinion. Many of the scholars' opinion is, in the Hajj, in Zuhr and Asr, you do all together. And you only do 2 rak'ah. This is not because of safar, this is because of nusuk. Sahabi Abdul and Umar radiallahu anhu and many other Sahabi was having this opinion. Although Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu anhu, he had opinion, no, only muqim will be doing jama, only musafir will be doing jama and qasr, and muqim will be doing separately and full salah. So you follow your local imam, local guide, local scholar with you. Whatever suggestion they give, you follow that. Either you praying Zuhr Asr separately, or in same time doing 4 or 2. It depends on your scholar who you follow there. No problem. Follow. Both of them have a good evidence. This is allowed either 2 or 4, either separately or together. What is not allowed to do argument about this? Ikhtilaf and debating. Now you're wrong. Iran is not accepted. This is wrong. This is not allowed. Ulama have given from the Sahaba's time until now these 2 opinions. Whichever you follow, you are on right path, inshallah. Right? And of course, Imam will be giving khutbah from Masjid al-Namira. Anyone prays in that Masjid al-Namira, many people go where Imam himself will be giving khutbah. Good, but after that you must come out of the half of the masjid. That Masjid al-Namira, half of it inside Arafat, other half is outside Arafat. If you stay on the other half whole time until sunset and you go to, to Muzdalifah, your Hajj is missed. You do not get Arafat. That's why it is safe to come out of the masjid. The masjid from the mimbar side, right side is inside Arafat and left side is outside Arafat. So if you are going to pray there, you come out, after that to be secure that you are inside Arafat. And main dua slowly coming from Asr time, after Asr, before Asr, continue up to the sunset. This is the main dua time. Main dua time. Yawmu Arafat, al-Hajj Arafah. In the hadith Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Hajj is Arafah. Arafah is Hajj. So that is the main dua time. And Arafah, Yawmu Arafah is the best day. As Allah subhanahu Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to many of the hadith, he said, ينزل الله تبارك وتعالى إلى سماء الدنيا فيباهي بأهل الأرض أهل السماء. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes down from his heaven, from his throne to the closest heaven of this earth. And he is very proud of us to the angels. He's saying to the angels, look, انظروا إلى عبادي جاءوني شعثا غبرا ضاحين جاءوا من كل فج عميق يرجون رحمتي ولم يروا عذابي فلم يرى أكثر عتيقا من النار من يوم عرفة. In this hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes down from his throne, very close to the Hujjaj in the Arafat, and he says to the angels, look at my servants. What they're looking for today? They came with all this, their clothes, their body, their hair are all disorganized. They are focusing only, they came with all becoming very tired of coming from all parts of the world. They are asking for my rahmah. They never seen my adab, seeking protection from Jahannam, from all adab. That day Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives so many people. Never happened in this world that forgiveness of huge number in one day. And shaitan, when he looks, Allah's rahmah is coming down so much. ما من يوم أكثر من أن يعتق الله فيه عبدا من النار من يوم عرفة. ثم يبهم الملائكة ما أراد هؤلاء. And then his shaitan said ما رؤي الشيطان يوما هو فيه أصغر ولا أدحر ولا أغيظ منه في يوم عرفة. Never shaitan was found himself so upset, so depressed, so angry, so lost, so small in size out of all his suffering of seeing Allah's forgiveness to the many Hujjaj and Rahmah is coming. He is so upset. And he could not stay anymore. He leaves that place. And what dua we focus in Yawm Arafah? In hadith Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Khair dua dua Yawm Arafah. Best dua is dua of day of Arafah. And khairu ma qultu ana wa nabiyyuna min qabli, and best dua which I said and my prophet before, and that is La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, lahul mulku wa lahul hamd, yuhyi wa yumeet, wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. This is the best dua and dhikr of Arafat. One of the tabi'een, or one of the scholars asked, Al-Husayn ibn al-Hasan al-Marwazi, he asked him, he said that I asked Sufyan ibn Uyayna, a big scholar, rahimahullah, and after I dua Yawm Arafah, that what is the best dua of Arafah day? He said this hadith, La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah. Then I said, فَقُلْتُ لَهُ هَذَا ثَنَاءٌ وَلَيْسَ بِدُعَى. This is only praising Allah. Where is the dua? I find no dua here. La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah. Glorification to Allah only. What is my portion? It's all Allah's portion here. And then he said, okay. He said, there is answer of your question in another hadith. And this hadith is Malik ibn al-Harith radiallahu anhu narrated, يقول عز وجل, in hadith Qudsi, although chain is da'if, a bit da'if, but it's hadith Qudsi, if it is Babul Fadila, chapter of virtue, da'if hadith could be sometimes considered as a dua. That Allah said, إِذَا شَغَلَ عَبْدِي ثَنَاؤُهُ عَلَيْهِ عَنْ مَسْأَلَتِي أُعْطِيتُهُ أَفْضَلَ مَا أُعْطِيَ السَّائِلِينَ. When my servant is busy of praising me, he could not get time to make dua for him, I'll be giving him more than he needed. More than his need. It doesn't mean that we'll be not doing any dua. No, we do. We do, but this dua, La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, this is hadith, this one, Rasulullah sallallahu used to say much more, that we continue to say. We will say until Salatul Maghrib time comes, then we'll be heading to Muzdalifah. And I would like to give a break to you now, because any lecture, you stay more than 1 hour, you feel tired. You need a break. You have a break, alhamdulillah, our masjid brothers organize a cup of tea for you, inshallah. If you go to the basement, there is a cup of tea for you, inshallah, and take it for 20 minutes almost. It will be coming around 5:05, inshallah, here. Is it okay, inshallah? Jazakumullah khair. Barakallah feekum.